Hello and welcome to a new video. Today I will talk in English the entire video, so it's gonna sound horrible, but I do this because a friend of mine wanted me to, basically. But it's gonna sound terrible. But today I will talk about what I think about when I pick supports and whatever. And also real quick, I wanna thanks for all the positive criticism I got on the Dota 2 Sweden group on Facebook and stuff. I appreciate it a lot. But let's get started. I want to make this a bit shorter than the last one. So what do I think about when I pick a support? Well, basically I want to adapt my support as much as possible around my carry, because Dota is a game where you have to see your 5 heroes you have as 5 positions. Like position 1 is the carry, he's the most important one. Position 2 is mid laner, he's the second most important one. The off lane is number 3, and the supports are 4 and 5. So the 4 and 5 is gonna make the best scenario possible for the position 1 and 2, but mostly position 1, the carry in this case. So what you have to think about when you pick supports is like, what carry are you gonna have, and what abilities do your carry have? So let's say you have a hero like Sven here. I'm just gonna check so the video is working fine. Oh, it's super dark actually. Whatever. So let's say we have a hero like Sven here. Oops. Who has greater cleave, that's a good whatever, but he has a CC, has a storm hammer. That's a stun, basically a crowd control ability. That means I can be a bit more greedy on my supports having their like crowd control. If they can have like one less stun or slow or whatever, and stuff like that. But if I have like a hero like Klingst who has no crowd control at all, I have to have really hard crowd controlling supports like Lion, for example. He's a really hard crowd control support. He's basically good with any carry, that's why it's picked so much right now. But he's super good with Klingst, for example. So if okay, let's go back to the Sven thing. If I have a carry that has CC and I want a support that doesn't provide CC but brings something else to the game, a hero that's really good for you to pick when you have a Sven, so the enemy team can't get it and whatever, and it's good with Sven in some cases, is Dazzle. Dazzle provides the enemy team with minus armor and your team with plus armor with weave. He can make Sven fight for a little longer and lifesteal. Maybe he can pop Satanic in Shallow Grave or whatever. It's basically a good healing support. Like, instead of picking a crowd controlling support, I can pick a healing support, basically. That's how you have to give and take a lot in that tri-lane scenario with the position 5, 4 and position 1. Like, how much crowd control do you actually need to be able to make the lane work? Like, you maybe need 1 or 2 stuns, not more. Like, maybe sometimes if it's a hard lane you can need 3 stuns, but I don't think you ever need 4 stuns or whatever. But other support combinations that are really strong in just a dual lane perspective is let's say you want a jungler like Enigma, for example. Enigma is often picked as a greedy support, and position 4 is the greedy support, because you just take this hero into the jungle and then you have like a super hardcore support on the lane like Lion or whatever that brings a lot of CC by himself. He brings 2 crowd controlling abilities by himself. The Earth Spike and the Hex are really good abilities, and then you have another stun on your carry. Let's say you go with a Chaos Knight, and now you have enough CCs to control the lane by themselves, and you can have Chaos Knight farming and Enigma farming in the woods at the same time. Okay, now I went through what is good in a tri lane. Like, you have 2 or 3 stuns are enough. If you want to go greedy, you can have 2 heroes with that, and then whatever. But what is a bad lane? A bad tri lane, a really bad tri lane in that scenario would be let's say okay, I do this on the spot as ever. Like, I don't come prepared to my videos or whatever, so it's kind of on the spot here. So it in mostly cases could work. But let's say you have a Dazzle. Dazzle is a good hero, don't get me wrong. And you bring something like Winter Wyvern also. Like, you have Winter Wyvern, Dazzle as supports, and then you have Clinks. What do you have here? You have one slow. Okay, you have Poison Touch. I think you're forced to get at least one level of Poison Touch in this lane, but usually you want to max out the Shadow Wave and Shallow Grave really quick. So that's a really bad lane, because they have one slow. They don't have any stuns. Even if like he maxes out the Poison Touch and it will be given 1 second stun, it's horrible. Like, heroes like Weaver, like Darkseer can just search away from the lane and will have a really good time. So that's a bad lane. A lane I wouldn't recommend you pick if you don't have like some global stuns or whatever, but there's no global stuns in the game yet. I hope that will be something that will be brought in the future, whatever. Well, I can say Treant Protector with Aghanims is basically, it could be a global stun, but yeah. So this was a bit shorter of a video because I wanted to shorten down the time. I appreciate you watching, and yeah, next time I will be talking about what I think about when I pick an offlaner, and I hope you enjoyed and have a good day. Goodbye.